Hey
Hey
guys, welcome to
guys.
Ray and Lonnie's Reviews. We have a new review for you guys. This is going to be like the third take. Basically, we're trying to figure out this whole timeline thing because in Deadpool 2, there are two alternate timelines, or actually three, because of the whole X-Men Origins. Yeah, that's separate from this. There's the X-Men Origins
We're talking
end
about the
credit
movie
scene.
though.
This is in the movie,
Okay.
the end credit scene, and then there's two timelines within the movie between Cable's timeline and then like when Cable tries to kill the kid. So yeah, we're gonna. This is a spoiler review, so sorry if you guys didn't read the title, but yeah. So I walked out of the movie feeling pretty so-so about it. Lonnie, what about you?
Same.
You wanna explain the movie?
Well, you go ahead because you felt different from how I was trying to explain it.
No, I just felt the timeline was different. But
Well, yeah, so explain it.
okay, so basically there's two timelines or three timelines, but the third one you don't really have to worry about. So there's a timeline with where Cable his family gets killed by I forgot his Fire Fist. And basically like he killed the headmaster that was at the orphanage that he was at because the guy was torturing him and trying to be like act like he was Jesus and whatnot. And so yeah, like Fire Fist, he burns down the whole orphanage with the kids in it. So all of the mutants and all of the staff, all of them, they all die, and Fire Fist is the only one who gets out. So Cable decides to travel back in time, but for some reason he only gets to travel back and then back to his time. So in the midst of him traveling back in time, that's where you go to timeline two, which is where Deadpool meets Fire Fist before he does the killing, and you get Colossus and all of them. Like they're trying to get him to not. They're trying to get him to back down. They're trying to get Fire Fist to back down and not hurt anybody, and that doesn't necessarily work. So they end up going to a prison. And in this, do you want to explain this part?
You kind of lost me, honestly.
Okay, we're in timeline B where
Yeah,
Deadpool.
you lost me more.
There, I don't know how to explain it to you without
That's why
saying
I was
there's
trying
timeline
to
A, and
explain it.
I already explained timeline A. We're in timeline B, which is basically majority of the movie.
You left out some big parts, though, like the way you explained it.
Okay, well you explain timeline B, which is the movie, majority of it. Timeline A is a flashback. That's all you get of it.
So basically, what he's trying to say is Fire Fist, he's a little boy who was raised in this orphanage of mutants, tortured, and basically, he got sick of it, so he kills everybody. Once he gets a taste for killing everybody, he continues killing until he grows up and he eventually one day kills Cable's family. So, what does Cable do? He gets some type of wrist watch device that allows him to go back in time and then back to the future. But that's all. He can't just jump.
You just gonna say exactly what I just said?
But you look, it took me like 20 seconds to explain it. It took you 5 minutes to say everything else. Anyways, so he only has to go back and then to go back to the future. He can't just jump back and forth as he pleases. So he has very limited time. So that's where the movie's at. The movie is Cable goes back and try to kill the kid. Now, you got that. In the beginning of the movie, you see Deadpool, continuing to kill throughout the world, going on these missions and everything like that. And then eventually he, on his anniversary with his girlfriend, or fiance, because I think they got engaged in the first movie, right? Mm-hmm. Fiance, I don't know if they got married. I don't think it explained, right?
No.
So, fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, she's like, let's start a family. I'm able, I'm ready, or she has what she went to the doctor and all that good stuff. So he's like, oh my gosh, yes, he gets super excited. So they're about to start a family, right? It's the love of his life, and they're gonna have a kid, hopefully. And then all of a sudden, intruders come. Like you have like 10 dudes that come into his apartment and just have a shooting spree, trying to kill him. And one bullet hits the girl, and she dies. And so he's like devastated, obviously. And mind you, this is happening in the beginning of the movie. So that's how it starts off, right? So he's trying to kill himself because he no longer sees a reason to live. And that's basically what this whole movie is about, is him trying to find his purpose in life now that the love of his life has passed. And he's no longer to have a family with her. And so he ends up meeting Fire Fist, and he finds out that Cable is trying to kill him. And he's like, why are you trying to kill him? He's just a kid. Like, I know he's got a temper, but bro, that
was after they went to jail. Like, there's a whole...
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, he meets him, and then they end up in jail. So...
Because he killed one of the wards at the hospital or whatever that Fire Fist was saying.
Fire Fist. Well, yes. So I mean, once Deadpool cannot kill, he's like, I'm trying to kill myself, trying to blow myself up, this and that. He can't kill himself, so he's just like, I guess I'll just be with Colossus, right? I'll join the X-Men, and it's like, I guess, like, what else do I have to lose at this point? So then he's there with Colossus and the super teenage warhead, whatever girl. I don't know.
Super teenage warhead.
I don't know her name.
That's basically her name.
What's her name?
I think it's
something like that.
Mighty Teenage Warhead.
Something, I don't know.
Mighty Teenage Warhead. No. Warhead.
And so they get called to a mission. Something's going on in town. Like, okay, let's go check it out.
That's the Fire Fist thing.
Yeah, and Deadpool and Colossus and the super teenage girl and her girlfriend, which is introduced in the movie, this Asian chick.
She wasn't there at that part.
She went with her. No? She went with them. Yeah, she went.
No.
Anyways, so they go and they see, whoa, Fire Fist, he's like blowing shit up. And we need to contain him, right? Because he's like, why is he having such a big temper? And he's, the chubby kid that's in the trailers.
Yeah, and he takes out Colossus and
he's super strong, super powerful as a kid.
And teenage Warhead, he takes them two out pretty quickly. And then Deadpool tries to talk him down. Then he gets blasted into a room. Blah blah blah. And then the kid says, he's like, they're
hurting me.
Yeah.
He basically Deadpool kind of sensed it. He's like, are they hurting you? Like, is this why you're doing this? Like, are they abusing you, torturing you? Like, and he's like very shyly, he's like, yeah, like, but he's scared to answer him, yes.
And then Deadpool was going to kill all of them, or...
Well, he ended up killing one of the dudes, one of the counselors, I guess, that was running the orphanage.
And he was going to kill the other guy, but...
The main dude, the head of the orphanage. He wasn't... He missed him. Or they contained Deadpool before he was able to.
Yeah,
and
so they put the collars on them,
they put these collars on the mutants, which basically stops all of their superpowers, their mutant abilities, completely. So... basically what that means for Deadpool is
he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's gonna die. He has all these diseases, as we saw in the first movie, cancers in all of his major organs. So he no longer has a superpower to keep reviving him and to keep him alive. So he's dying already as soon as they put that on.
So yeah, and then we get to the jail.
So yeah, they both go to the jail.
And you meet some characters. Like, if you don't read the comics, you wouldn't know who some of them are.
I don't know who they were. I was just like, there's just a whole bunch of mutants here, a whole bunch of Bad guys in jail. All right.
Yeah,
And they all had the collar on.
There's this white guy called Black Tom Cassidy, and he's apparently he's supposed to be a guy who works with Juggernaut, but he never got to. He died. And
But at least they introduced him.
yeah, and Fire Fist is trying to fight the biggest guy in the jail. He doesn't find him until later when
he thinks he found him, but he gets beat up pretty brutally.
Yeah.
Because he no longer has his, fire fists. Yeah. So he's just a little chubby kid that's getting beat up by this really big muscly dude.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay.
But then he does find he finds the Juggernaut, but it's towards when Cable comes to get him.
Finds him. Now, mind you, the entire beginning of the movie, Cable is already looking for the little kid. It's not until they're in jail that Cable is finally meets them.
So
Cable, DeadPool, and the kid.
And they keep fighting. Like, there's some pretty... Like, this movie is definitely a lot more brutal than the first movie. Like, there's some pretty graphic stuff in there. Like, if you took your kid, you're an asshole. But yeah. Like, there's a scene where he falls from, like, two stories, maybe. And, like, he lands... His bottom half lands on a table, and the rest of him, like, slams on the ground.
Like, his body, your bones are not supposed to be bending like that.
It looked like
it looked really, really bad. Like, ooh, yeah.
And they have a pretty good fight scene between Cable and DeadPool, but Deadpool's not really fighting all that well.
Not really.
And
well, because he still had the collar on.
He got the collar off by that point. But
once he landed, then the collar came off but they were already fighting before he landed all messed up. So that's why he wasn't fighting. And then after he fell, the collar got messed up, and then he started fighting like regular Deadpool. Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, but then they fall out, blah blah blah. Then we get to the scene where you get to meet the X-Force.
That happened before.
No, because he gets out of the jail and then he meets the X-Force. We should have did this the first day when we saw the movie.
No, because first he does X-Force and then they all die.
No.
No? I don't know. Anyways.
Remember, it's the train that they're on is the same train that took them to the jail. Because he hijacked it. Okay, so...
when does X-Force come in and all this? After?
Right? Basically after, yeah. Like, there's this whole thing where they're like, oh, well, we need to get some guys together because I can't take on Cable by myself. And then, you get introduced to all of them. And some of them are pretty cool.
Yeah. You see, I guess this movie didn't really stick with me. I wasn't really pleased all that much. So I'm just, not remembering. If I don't remember the movie, that means I wasn't really all that into it.
Yeah.
So that's why...
Yeah. I mean, I like it, but it's not something that I would see twice in theaters. And the only one I've seen twice in theaters is Infinity War. That's the only movie.
Yeah.
Legit. I left her at home and said, I'm going to see it.
No, I was exhausted, though. I was, super tired. I was like, nah, you go ahead. I'm good.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
I would have saw it a third time. But
so
anyways,
then they assemble the X-Force, and it's like they're getting your hopes up high. They got Terry Crews. They got all these dudes.
They got the guy from It. They got...
freaking Brad Pitt was the freaking invisible guy, but you didn't find out who he was until he died.
You get Zazie Beetz.
They all die.
Basically,
they're all like, okay, we're assembling a team, and they're getting ready. They go up on a plane. They're gonna parachute down. Like, all right, let's do this. Let's go. And then they all die in the landing.
And Terry Crews, his character actually had some pretty badass powers. Like, I would have liked to see what he could do.
Yeah.
And who else?
The acid dude.
The acid dude.
Acid throwing up dude.
I just would have liked to see him throw up on somebody besides his own teammate. And then Peter,
it would have been funny to see what they would get him into.
Yeah, and then who else?
The
dude
invisible guy.
I don't know. But the guy from Mojo World, I can't remember. Shatterstar. I would have liked to see him fight because it would be cool to see him and Deadpool fighting together. Because Deadpool and Cable, their fight together was... Well, actually, no, it was pretty badass. But yeah. So, they all die.
The only one that survives is Domino and Deadpool.
Because she's lucky, and Deadpool is the main
superpower
character.
Is lucky, yeah.
And
she's actually really badass. I like her character in this one.
Yeah.
Her character is super, super cool.
So basically, Fire Fist, he's about to get killed by Cable, and Fire Fist is like, Juggernaut, help me out, please, blah, blah, blah. And Juggernaut, like, smashes through the truck and through the ground or whatever, and then the truck just crashes. And then you see him, and he's fucking huge. Like, he's scary.
I did not think that he was that big. And, I mean, like, the whole... Okay, because, like, I don't read the comics like that. So, this whole time, like, it didn't show who the big dude was. And so, I didn't know it was Juggernaut until they revealed him. I'm just like, holy crap. It's Juggernaut. And he's huge. Oh, my gosh. He's scary.
Yeah.
Like he's scary huge, and I'm like, oh my god! Like, so the whole time I didn't know who this dude was, and I'm pretty sure he knew who it was because he keeps up with it. But for someone who's just like watching the movies as they come along and not really looking into it, I was really surprised. I didn't know who he was, you know, based off of other like cartoons and stuff.
And then he ripped
Deadpool in half. But Deadpool was like super excited to see him. He was like he broke the fourth wall. So I'm like, oh, you're my favorite, you know, super villain or whatever, like growing up, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Like he was like a big fan. He's like, saying I'm such a huge fan. And he gets ripped in half. It's like, oh my gosh. And that, yeah. And one thing that was super, super funny was like in the first movie when his hand gets ripped off, he's like this, you know, with a baby hand to the blind lady. Well, because he was ripped apart in half by the Juggernaut, now he got two little baby legs, which is super funny. And it's like, oh my god. And they really use that joke a lot in this movie. It was like, you see it, oh my god, he has got a little baby penis, which is like, it showed it a little bit. I was like, oh my god, he did not have to go there. Like, that was, wow.
Yeah, they took it pretty fucking far.
They did. I was like, what? Like,
but it was pretty, like, a lot of the jokes stick, but there was a lot of, there are noticeable repetitions of jokes, but that didn't really weigh it down too much. And I don't want to spoil too much of the ending because the ending is fucking badass. But just to let you guys know, there is a badass fight between Colossus and the Juggernaut, and it is amazing. Like,
two big dudes battling it out.
Like,
At first, you're like, okay, this fight is going one way, and then all of a sudden turn to be vets, and you're like, holy shit, I don't even know who's gonna take this one.
He put a dent in Colossus's head.
It was insane.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I can't wait to see Hulk and him fight. Like, whenever Disney gets the X-Men or whatever. But anyways, so yeah, the ending of this movie is pretty cool. There's a lot of meta jokes, like they talk about how X-Men Origins was crap, so they just pretty much, he killed himself in that timeline. And then what else did he do? He saved his girlfriend. Yeah, because remember he got the butter knife and he actually hit the guy in the head with it. Or the butter spread. Whatever, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, he ended up going back in time and saving his girlfriend, which I kind of feel like it lessened it.
So, like,
there was no point of her death, really.
No, but she's still dead because it still went back. It was just kind of like a funny thing that...
No, he saved her.
He did?
Yeah.
So in the end of the movie, is she still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? And,
I don't remember.
there was another one. But I don't remember. Oh, he saved Peter. He's like, the X-Force is disbanded.
Oh.
Like,
just move to the left or something like that. He's like, Just take a step to the left.
Don't even try.
Just walk away. Oh yeah, he said just walk away. Like he's telling him to move because the bus is about to come run him over. He knows that the bus is gonna come run him over, so he's just trying to get him to move. Yeah, so he just goes back and just. You gotta see it. Like it's hard to explain.
But the thing is, why didn't he just go back in time and stop the whole X-Force from even dying? Like,
I don't know.
This would have been so much simpler if he did that. But whatever.
He just wanted to say Peter. Just Peter.
Okay. They definitely made him a little more like suspect in this movie. He was doing some sus things like grabbing Colossus by the metal booty.
Yeah, he didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
They dragged a lot of jokes on in this one.
Yeah.
They did.
But at the same time, I would say that it's better than the first.
Yeah.
But
is it a step up?
It's definitely a step up.
But you still expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
I just felt the delivery and the story was choppy. That was the only thing that was throwing me off. Like, okay. Yeah. This was like this part was dragged out too long, and this part wasn't enough. I wanted to see more in this part, and it was just kind of like it didn't flow as a movie to me. It wasn't as enjoyable. Like the first movie flowed a lot better than this one. Like they were trying to put probably way too much in this one. I don't know, or maybe it was just too rushed. I don't know, but
I think it was rushed because
it was too rushed.
Because it was like a hit when it first came out, and like they're like, I'm pretty sure the company was like, oh, we gotta push out another one.
And you definitely felt that if that was the case.
But that Juggernaut and Colossus scene,
the Juggernaut did him justice, and he doesn't die.
No, yeah, he doesn't die.
He escapes. Like they end up like beating him up, but they had to like come together, all of the dudes and the chick Domino, to come together to kind of like.
Wait, no, Domino wasn't a part of that fight.
No.
Yeah, she didn't.
Oh, she was with the kids, yeah. But still, it took more than one person to kind of like hold him down, and then finally he was just he just took off.
Yeah. Well, no, you just see him getting out of the pool.
Oh, you see him getting? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's a movie.
You'll see.
But yeah, I rate it. I give it a low full price. It's definitely something you'll want to see in theaters. But I mean, it's really on the line.
It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's really on the line with matinee or.
I give it a matinee because yes, it was an entertaining movie. You have several big laughs in there, and you know, it definitely kind of gets your emotions involved with a few of the scenes in this movie. And you know, it was a good movie overall. It was just too choppy. It was just too.
And there's a death scene in there where like they're trying to make you feel something, but at the same time, like they take so many.
What
like,
death scene?
The main death scene. Like,
like they drag out some of the jokes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, like they dragged it out so much. Yes. It's like I don't fucking care now. Like, can you like
some of the things that it was dragged out too much, and some of the things they didn't give you enough of. Yeah. Like some parts in the movie, like it was just, yeah.
But not like Infinity War.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think, guys. Hopefully you guys can see the movie as well. Hopefully you guys, enjoyed our review. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought about the movie because...
do you agree, disagree?
We feel very on the fence about it. And I'm not sure how other people feel about it. I haven't seen many reviews on it yet. But, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.